G'day everybody, we're back, and today we're going to be doing an oil change and some basic spring maintenance on an '09 Can-am Outlander quad. It's a quad. We're doing a quad.
Yeah.
This one.
Having said that, let's get started.
All right. Once you've warmed the engine up,
We're going to start by removing the seat. Now we're going to remove the side covers.
they're just held in with push pegs right here, here, and here. And they just go into rubber grommets on the bike.
And the other side.
Now we're going to remove this cover. There's 3 10mm bolts, and there's one right under here. Let's start with him if we can get on him there. Put them in your parts bucket. And remove the cover. The oil filter housing is right here, and one thing we like to do is when you take this off, it will drip some oil down the case here, and there's a skid plate down there. We're going to go ahead and take that off just so it's not covered in oil and it leaves, you park it in the garage and then it drips for a year because you got oil all over that. So we're going to go ahead and take that off. There's 2 bolts holding this rear skid plate on, and they are T40. Once you get them broke loose, you can just spin them out by hand.
There's that one.
And there you go. Remove the dipstick. Just kind of set it off, just so it's loose, let air in. Okay, and this is the drain plug right here underneath the bike. You can see that there. Now they use this for plowing snow in the winter, so let's just hope we have enough clearance where we can get that bolt down out of there without removing this. So let's do that next. We're going to have to get a wrench in there because we can't get a socket on it. Okay, that's a 17 mil. And there we go. We're just going to break that loose. Get our drain pan under here. And hopefully we can just spin that out by hand. And there she goes. And I dropped it in the oil pan. Because of course I did.
At least we know where it is.
At least we know where it is, that's right. Now we're going to remove the oil filter housing. And that is a T30. Break these all loose at first, don't just spin one out. There's a rubber O-ring behind this sucker, and you don't want to damage it, because if you don't, you can reuse it. And there's our oil filter. Remove the old filter. Just usually get your fingernail in there. It just pops off. Wipe off the mating surface at the back. Nice clean shop towel. And the one at the front. Now before you install the new filter, take some new oil. I just put it in the dust cover there. And lube that seal before you slide it on. just like that. And install the new filter. Just slides on there, just like that. Keep any dripping oil off the housing. Now just clean around that O-ring. Make sure there's no grit in there, so you get a nice seal. And then just lube it back up with fresh oil. Just like that. Just take that and seat it right in there. We're just going to take them down, just not even all the way finger tight yet. Get them all started. Go back to where you started. Just go finger tight the first time around. Check them. And then just 1/8 of a turn each. We're going to double check them again. Yeah, that's good. There we go. Now we're going to go ahead and clean and inspect the drain plug. And yeah, it looks like there's some gunk in there.
Oh yeah.
A little bit of stuff, so yeah, she needs changing. We're going to go ahead and clean that up, and then we're going to reinstall it in the bike. Just take a pick tool and get all that sludge and anything out of there. It's got like a little moat around it.
And for the last little bit, just use a Q-tip. It works pretty good.
All right, that looks really good. Show that camera. There you go. Perfect. Let's reinstall it. Wipe off the mating surface. And that is a tight spot. You guys see that? Thank God we were able to get it out without removing the plow rigging, though, at least. I'm still happy for that. There we go. Remember, fellas, if you feel any resistance, stop. There's something wrong.
Cross thread is not better than no thread.
That's right. And just bottom that out by hand. Oh. And then just eventually give it just 1/8 of a turn like that. That's it. That's all she needs. That's an aluminum housing. You don't want to strip that out of it.
Now we're going to reinstall the skid plate. Now we're going to add the fresh oil, and these hold around 3 liters.
We're going to be adding 540 full synthetic. That's what they recommend, so that's what we're putting in. Maybe we should use the Harley-Davidson filler funnel.
Ooh, I think we should.
There we go. That just fits so much better. Don't try to add it all at once. Just get it to register on the stick first, and then add it in appropriate increments. You don't want to overfill this. And check it. Okay, we're just on the stick now. There we go. And we're just to the cold running line. Now we're going to start it and take some up in the filter. Make sure you're in park or neutral. There we go. You can see we took a little bit up. We're going to add a little more. Check it again. There we go. Right in between the full hot and the full cold. Perfect. Collect your used oil. Any garage or recycling center will take this. That's it for the oil. Now on to the air filter. Pop these clips here. There are 5. And remove the cover. Remove the pre-filter. Well, that's not bad. We can get another season out of that. We are going to clean the pre-filter, and we're going to show you how to do that. Take some warm soapy water. Ooh, that's really warm.
Sorry.
Soak that and just take it and squeeze it. Don't wring it. You'll tear it. Just take it like this. Get it good and wet and just squeeze it out.
I can see the steam on video.
It's warm. Don't wring it, just squeeze it. Squeeze that really good. Now we're going to dry it out with an air blower. If you don't have an air blower, don't worry about it. Just put it on the windowsill overnight and let it air dry. That's just fine too. I know this sounds like shit on camera, guys. I'm sorry. We're working on it. Just for good measure at the end, go over it with a hair dryer just to make sure. Make sure it's really dry before you go on to the next step. And it's a good idea to oil these pre-filters, so we're going to go ahead and do that. Just kind of spray it on there. You can put it on as a liquid too, and either way you should kind of squeeze it all in there so it's nice and even. Once again with the squeezing.
Not
Just
that
work
twisting.
that in. Yep. Do not wring it. Just squeeze it. And that will catch a lot more fine dust particles, especially when you're off-roading. I'll go ahead and slide that back over the filter. Right to the bottom. There we go. Place the cover. There's 2 tabs at the back here, and they have to go into these slots. One here at the top, one at the bottom. And you got to kind of force it so that it seats. There's a little seam on the inside there. sure you're all the way in. Just like that. And lock your tabs back in. And that's it for the air cleaner. Now we're going to pull the spark plug. Start by removing the spark plug wire. It's this guy right here. Take him, put him out of the way there. Now, with an off-road vehicle or any bike really, before you pull the spark plug, just take a second and blow it out. Even if you just blow it with your mouth, just kind of is better than nothing. But yeah, you should blow it out before you remove the spark plug. If there's any little rocks or stones in around there, you want to blow them out before you pull it and you put one down in the cylinder. Give it a sharp kind of snap. If it's a little sticky, it won't harm the threads. There she is right there. Seems to be running just a little rich, and it could probably use another plug. I'm going to call that cautionary, and I'll let the owner know. But we're going to clean that and put it back in for now, because we can still get some more life out of that. Now we're going to check the gap, and if it needs adjustment, we'll give it that too. These are gapped between 28 and 32. And there we go, right at 32. Perfect. Just bottom that out by hand. And then just 1/8 of a turn, that's all she needs. Reinstall the plug wire. That's it for the plug. Now we're going to go on to the grease fittings. Crank the tires, do one side at a time. On these bikes, they're right down there. Most of them, like you can see the tie rods on these models don't have a grease fitting, but some do, and check for that. But this one, they're just right there and right there.
We'll wipe it off first.
Then attach your grease gun. And just a couple pumps till you see grease come out.
Like that.
There you go. Perfect. Now the other side.
Wipe it off. Ooh.
Yeah, that's why you wipe them off first.
And the other side.
Well, you've got it off. Now's a good time to clean it and reinstall the cover.
and reinstall the side covers. The other side. And the seat. And check the lights. Step on the brake. Yep, all good. Now, because it's been sitting, we're going to add some fuel injector cleaner.
Just pour that straight into the gas tank. Well, that's enough for tonight, everyone. We're going to check the differentials. We're going to check the brakes. But this video is long enough. It's just basic maintenance, stuff to do when you bring her out in the spring. Hope this is helpful to someone out there. We had a lot of fun doing this. We hope you had fun watching. Have a good night, everyone. Sounds like a happy quad to me.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.